Our world provides everything we need. Primary ecosystems give species diversity and produce medicine and oxygen that we as humans need. In today's world, the health of our primary ecosystems is declining due to things like deforestation and overfishing reefs. Fortunately, there are things we can do to preserve our Earth. My idea is small and would make a big effect on our local ecosystems, but a smaller effect throughout the world. If my idea became contagious, however, community after community, there would be a great impact worldwide. The first thing that we need to ask ourselves, is our lives too plastic? When we think of all the things we use, a lot of it is made out of plastic, bags especially. I decided to find out how many plastic bags really get used from City Market, Safeway, and Walmart here in Steamboat. I counted bags for a half an hour at each place. City Market had the most bags. In a half an hour, City Market had 190 plastic bags leave. That's 380 bags in an hour, 5,700 bags per day, 39,900 per week, and 2,052,000 per year. Safeway also had many bags, 148 in a half an hour, 296 per hour, 4,400 a day, 31,080 in a week, and 1,622,600 in a year. Walmart had less plastic bags, but still too many. 103 in a half an hour, 206 per hour, 3,502 in a day, 24,514 in a week, and 1,278,230 per year. This graph was made when there was a large cleanup day on the shore of an ocean. Marine life is greatly being threatened because of all of the trash. Looking at the graph, the majority of the things cleaned up were some product made out of plastic. About 380 billion plastic bags are used every year in the U.S. That's more than 1,200 bags per U.S. resident per year. 1 billion of the 380 billion are shopping bags. An estimated 12 billion barrels of oil are used to make that many bags. Only 1 to 2% of plastic bags get recycled in the U.S. Thousands of marine animals and more than 1 million birds die each year as a result of plastic pollution. The United Nations Environmental Program estimates that there are 46,000 pieces of plastic litter floating in every square mile of the ocean. Greenpeace says that at least 267 marine species are known to have suffered from getting entangled or ingesting marine debris. 90% of that debris is plastic. As we can see, this is a huge problem. Primary ecosystems that are extremely hard to copy with biomimicry are being damaged. So what can we do? It is essential that we work together to conserve primary ecosystems and keep them healthy. There are many problems that are destroying our ecosystems and many different things that can be done. I've focused on one way of conservation. My idea is that in our local community, we put a tax on plastic grocery bags to ensure that people use some kind of reusable shopping bag. If people forgot bags or tourists didn't bring their own bags, they would need to pay the tax to get a plastic shopping bag or buy a reusable bag to take their groceries home in. These tax dollars can then be used in our local community to buy land that is part of a primary ecosystem. I have learned the huge impact that something as small as a plastic bag can have such a big impact on nature. Just looking at how many bags are used in a small town at 3 grocery stores puts into perspective the amount of plastic bags used in all of the grocery stores in big cities. Between the billions of oil that it takes to make all of these bags, and the fact that these plastic bags are hurting animals in various ecosystems, is a great reason for me to no longer use plastic bags. What about you? Is your life too plastic? Just as we used to not think twice about plastic bags, we often do not give common species of plants much thought or consideration, even though it is because of them we are able to live the way we do today. Cattails are an important part of our local ecosystem. Yet many people do not know much about them, including me, until I decided to take a closer look. The conservation status of cattails is not threatened at all, and we do not often think about cattails with an emotional bond. There are 11 different kinds of species of cattails. The genus has a large northern hemisphere distribution, but is essentially cosmopolitan, being found in a variety of wetland habitats. These plants are native to North America, Europe, Africa, and Asia. The best description of cattails would be, the leaves alternate from the base of the plant until they eventually bear flowering spikes. Typha plants are unisexual and have wind-pollinating flowers. The seeds are dispersed by the wind. I didn't know it, but cattails have many uses for humans, edible uses, and medicinal value. The edible uses include the rhizomes or underground root system can be eaten for a highly energized snack. They are harvested from late autumn to early spring. The bases of the leaves can also be eaten raw or cooked. Eating cattails provides more starch than potatoes and more protein than rice. In midsummer, once the male flowers are mature, the pollen can be collected and used as a flower supplement or thickener. It has also been suggested that the plant should be broken down and used for oil to burn in our cars. The medicinal value has been discovered in many cultures. A lot of cultures use the roots to cure indigestional problems and to heal burns. There are many other uses for cattails. The disintegrating heads are used by birds to line the inside of their nests and by Native Americans as fire starters. The down from the plants is used to fill life vests, and other parts of the plant can be used to make compostable food packaging. Graph is from an experiment where biologists were trying to reduce the amount of cattails in a certain area to introduce an endangered species of plant. The idea was to cut the cattails from under the water so that it would take them longer to grow back, or just not grow back at all. Their hypothesis was if you cut them from below the water, they won't grow back. Their hypothesis was correct. As you can see, it took the cattails longer to grow back if they were cut underwater. This is important to know because sometimes cattails will take over the space of other plants. I personally went to look for cattails. It was winter, and I could not see as many cattails as you would in the spring and summertime. I eventually found some at Casey's Pond looking very frozen. Whenever I think of river bends or the edges of ponds, the picture definitely wouldn't be complete without cattails. Learning about cattails changed how I look at plants because who knows what kind of important role they have in keeping the ecosystem healthy and what they can do for us. As I observed cattails in their natural environment, I noticed how small but how important they are. Cattails can sometimes be thought of as a nuisance along lake margins, but cattails are essential for performing functions to keep their ecosystems healthy. One thing they do is filter runoff as it flows into the lake. This helps reduce nutrients and mud from entering the lake. They also help prevent shoreline erosion from waves. In addition to keeping the lake healthy, they also provide habitat for wildlife and birds that share the same wetland as the primary ecosystem. Red-winged blackbirds and many ducks rest in them, and some animals like muskrats eat them. Even songbirds use their fluff to line their nests. Overall, even the most simple plants play a large role in their environment and provide for all kinds of animals, including humans. So the next time you walk by that tree or grass every morning, be aware and be thankful for all that it has done and all that it does for you.